Hi, welcome back to part 3 of the beginner series. I'm Tim from timsonesyoga.com, and today I'm joined with my friend Stacy Gibson at @Gibbs, the infamous @Gibbs. So today we're going to be waking up our core and the back body. Why is this important? Because most of the time we're disconnected from our core through our movements, and we're also unaware of what's happening behind us. So right away I want to start to train this awareness so that as you're moving through the poses and starting to learn a Vinyasa practice, you're more aware of these things. I don't want to talk too much. Let's get to it. Lie down onto your back to get started. So once you're on your back, take the soles of your feet together and your knees wide apart. And just take a moment here to relax and to open up. With your eyes closed, tune into your breath. Then bring your knees together. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling. Then lengthen through all 4 sides of your waist. Grow your tailbone and the crown of your head away from each other. Start to wake up your spinal muscles. Most people spend most of their time with these spinal muscles turned off because of all the sinking in their posture. So elongate your spine and then slowly start to reach your arms back. Now because of all the hunching in the upper back, the rib cage is going to want to tip up at the bottom. So instead, hold all 4 sides of your ribs long through the bottom of the rib cage towards the hips. Don't let the ribs tip up. Then bring your arms back up. One more time. Slowly let your arms start to reach back. Lengthen through your tailbone. Keep the waist long. And then bring your arms back up. All right, part 2, waking up the core. Bring your arms down at your side. Now feel your lower belly turn on as you exhale, like you're scooping out your lower belly, but keep your tailbone down. Then bring your right leg up into a tabletop position without your hips twisting, and then slowly change legs. Good, keep the shoulder heads relaxed, chest open, slowly change legs. Keep the neck free and long. Slowly change legs. Slowly change legs. Keep feeling your low abs engaged. Tailbone long. Don't let the tailbone curl under. Slowly change legs. Keep the lower back long. Don't let it lift. And bring both legs up into tabletop. So hold your neutral lower back and then slowly stretch your right leg forward at a high diagonal. Change legs. Change legs. Change legs. Good, then bring both legs up into tabletop position. Take your arms up to the ceiling. So stay connected into your core. Slowly stretch your right leg forward and your left arm back. Change sides. Change sides. Change sides. Then bring both legs up into tabletop position. Now curl up to your knees. Feel your low abs turn on. Squeeze. Good. And then feel the spine get long even though you're crunching up. Then slowly stretch the right leg forward again. Keep the low abs turned on. Change legs. Stay curled up. Change legs. Change legs. Good, now lift the left leg up halfway and stretch the right leg out to meet it and hold there. Now each time you exhale, squeeze your low abs in. More, 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 more. Stretch the back of the armpits into the pinkies. And then bend your knees, lower yourself down. Oh my gosh. Set your feet down onto the floor. Open up your arms like cactus arms. Then take your feet the width of your mat and let your knees drop over to the left. Look to your right, little neck stretch. Then bring your legs back to center and twist over to the left. Knees to the right, look to the left. Then come back to center and hug your knees into your chest. Roll yourself up to seated and come into child's pose. So in your child's pose, let your hips release back and down onto your heels, and then lengthen through all 4 sides of your waist, just like we were practicing. So you're not just like hanging into it. So in each pose, there's this idea of elongation, like we practiced in parts 1 and 2. That elongation helps to turn on your core. Come up onto your hands and your knees. Round your back and look back at your navel. Inhale, arch your back, wheel your chest through. Do that 2 more times on your own. Move with your breath. Then come into neutral, hold there, step your right leg back into a plank pose, and your left leg. Hold in your plank, press down through your middle 3 knuckles, open across your chest, legs strong. Good, now slowly lower down onto your belly. Then stretch your arms out at the side like cactus arms. Bend your knees, point your toes up to the ceiling, and we're going to start to turn on our back muscles. So if your back muscles are healthy, they'll be able to hold your chest open like this. But if your back muscles aren't turned on when you're practicing, your shoulders will start to round and you'll start to slouch. So we're going to turn on these back muscles, lift your head up just an inch, and then lift your elbows and your wrist up off the floor. All right, now imagine that your elbows are being pulled apart, like there's a tug of war of your elbows, and then reach your tailbone and the crown of your head as far away from each other as you can. Then the last part, try to lift the wrists up at the same height as the elbows, so you feel your external rotators turn on. But keep spreading the elbows away from each other and elongating the spine. Hover the chest just like a centimeter above the floor and see how long you could get instead of how up you could go. Good, then stretch your legs straight back and stretch your arms straight back. Press the tops of the feet down. Good, now press the fingertips into the floor and turn on those back muscles a little bit more. Yeah, feel how much more you can rotate and open up the front of the shoulder by waking up the back muscles. Keep reaching back through your big toes, navel drawing up. Nice, so now you're aware of your back body, that's good. Then lower your chest back down. Okay, one more time. Lift your chest up. But as you lift your chest up, you're going to notice that the sides of your butt want to squeeze in. Instead, broaden at the base of the butt cheek, turn the outer thighs towards the floor, spin the inner thighs up, and lengthen back through your big toes. Good, then put your hands right underneath your elbows. And roll up into upward facing dog. Roll your chest through, inhale. Then glide back, downward dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. And put a little bend in your knees, let your head drop. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen your spine. Step back one leg at a time into plank. Hold there in plank. Then lower all the way down onto your belly. Stretch your arms back. Inhale, modified locust. Feel your back muscles turn on, chest open. Then plant your hands right underneath your elbows. Hold there in cobra or come up into up dog. As you come into up dog, be mindful of the back of the leg action. Keep turning the inner thighs up. Then glide back to down dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Raise your arms. Then stand and release your arms down your side. Now imagine that I drew a line right down the middle of your mat, down the center line of your mat. Okay, just imagine that. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, sit back. Put your right hand on your right outer hip. Reach up past your left fingertips. Then twist, hook your left elbow to your right knee. As you hook the elbow, lengthen out along that imaginary line, straight out through the crown of your head and through your tailbone. So whenever we go to twist, we want to first find the length before we go deeper into the twist. Once you have the length through the midline, join your palms together. Now look down for a moment and make sure that what you feel is happening is actually happening. The tail aims straight back, head aims straight forward. Now turn your chest as much as you can while still looking for that length through the midline. Then you can start to turn your gaze too. And fold forward, Uttanasana. Good, then slowly roll yourself up to stand. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees and sit back. Place your left hand on your left outer hip. Reach up past your pinky, then hook your elbow to your knee. Once the elbow hooks, lengthen through your spine. Wake up your spine muscles, which spend most of their time turned off, so work to reach, but not so much effort to where you're creating more tension. Then join your palms together, and as you look down to make sure you still have the midline, turn your chest more while you're looking down. Then turn the gaze wherever you like. Good job. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, make a flat back. Step back to plank pose, one leg at a time. Open your chest as you hold in plank, strong in your plank. Now practice for chaturanga. So we're going to practice keeping the shoulder blades on the back like this and a flat back as you bring your right knee up to your chest. Don't round your back at all. Keep the blades on the back. Good, then change legs. Bring the left knee up. This is the strength that you need in your lats to be able to do a chaturanga. Keep those blades pulled onto the back. Stretch the leg back. Downward facing dog. Ooh, and in one part we're going to learn that chaturanga. That will be a glorious day. Step your right foot for crescent now. Step your right foot all the way up by your thumb. Hug your right hip in. Now activate your spine. Wake up your spine, lengthen. Then from the lift of your belly, start to come up with control. Raise your arms up. Oh yeah, that was a lot of control. Nice job. Okay, cool. Let's do the same kind of twist that we did in chair. Put your right hand on your right outer hip. Now take all that length and reach out over your knee. Lead with your chest, then hook your elbow to your knee. Once you get the elbow to hook, look down and lengthen through the midline again. Tailbone and head. Then turn your ribs and your chest and join your palms together. Ooh, easy. Back leg, reach through the back heel. Back inner thigh up. And then also important to breathe. Reconnect to your breath. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Then step back to downward dog. Step your left foot all the way up by your left thumb. Firm your left hip in. Now start to lengthen already. Wake up your core muscles in your spine. Then lift your belly and come on up. Bring your hands to prayer and lean your chest out over your knee. Hook your elbow to your knee. Now as you're twisting, look down and make sure that you're lengthened through the midline. Then turn your chest and turn the gaze where you like. Good job. Bring your hands back down. Step back to downward dog. And then set your knees down. Good. And stretch back to child's pose. Then lie down onto your back. Okay, so in addition to being able to hold the shoulder blades on the back, to help to activate the back body, the what the hell is this thing called? The posterior chain. To activate the posterior chain, you want to be able to engage the backs of your legs and your glutes. So we're going to practice doing that. So if you have a block, put it in between your thighs right now. And then as you hug in on the block, lift up your hips. Nice. When you go, the higher you lift, the more your thighs will want to turn out. And then you're not working the glutes and the hamstrings properly. So keep the squeeze in, roll the fronts of the thighs towards each other. Feel the backs of the legs contract, but bring your mind into the backs of your legs and feel the inner, middle, and outer hamstrings all start to work evenly. Then feel your buttocks and the back of the knee like they're trying to move closer towards each other. Last part, as you press your upper arm bones down into the floor, feel the shoulder blades start to move in. And then slowly lower yourself down. Pretty good. Let's do it one more time. Exhale, lift yourself up. Press those reach the upper arm bones down. Feel the backs of the legs turn on. Keep turning the fronts of the thighs into the block. Now make yourself another inch longer, neck free. And slowly lower yourself down. Great job. Move the block to the side. Then open up your arms to the side. And we'll finish with just a little bit of abdominal work. So bring your knees close to your chest. And with your left shoulder releasing into the floor, as you inhale, take your knees a quarter of the way over to your right shoulder. Then come back to center. And take your knees a quarter of the way over to your left shoulder. Exhale back to center. Inhale, go over to the right. See if you can go a little bit further, but without the left shoulder lifting. And come back up with control. Over to the left. As you get more flexible, you'll be able to go with deeper range of motion. And as your core gets stronger, back to center. One more round. Over to the right. Exhale to center. Over to the left. Exhale back to center. Good job. Now stretch your legs straight up. Now tell me. Okay, legs as long as they could be. Now, for many, the legs will not go this straight. easily. For many, the legs will be like this and they'll be shaking violently. Okay, but I want you to go to the place where you can elongate your legs without the nerves freaking out like that. And then at the same time, elongate your spine too. Imagine that you're getting pulled in traction. Open up through the feet, breathe the spine long, hold there. So this is a really important shape that we want to be able to manifest in our bodies through the practice. And it'll start to come the more you practice parts 1 and 2 and 3 all together. Back body will start to get more open, stronger, and healthier. All right, then gently bring your knees into your chest. Let the back spread and release. And then take happy baby. Reach onto the insides of your knees. Grab a hold of the outsides of your feet, or if you're not that flexible to get the feet, you can hook the big toes. That might be a little easier. Let the hips drop towards the floor again, and keep looking for the feeling like the spine can lengthen. Let it open up along the floor. Then come into corpse pose. Set your feet down and stretch your legs out. Let your feet fall open and just relax. Let all the muscles in the body start to soften. Let the muscles of the face relax. Soften the jaw, tongue, soften the teeth. Let go of the tension around your eyes. Let the forehead spread. Relax the scalp. With each exhalation, relax just a little bit deeper. And take a slightly fuller, deeper breath in and out through your nose. Bend your knees and roll over to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Bring your palms together and sit tall. And for a moment, just notice the shift that comes at the end of the practice. Notice how the body feels now. Notice the breath. And observe your current mental state. In gratitude for the practice and all the benefits that it brings, lower your head towards your heart. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed today's class. If you did, hit the like button. Leave a comment below. Let me know how the series is going for you so far. Also, subscribe to the channel. And you can join the community by going to my website and signing up for the weekly newsletter. So you can do that at timsonesyoga.com. Thanks for watching, and thanks to @Stuggives for coming out. Make sure to follow her on Instagram for some amazing pictures of how to do yoga like it should be done. You can check her out on there. Beautiful postures and all that kind of stuff. Okay, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.